Clark is getting back on the golf course again this offseason, participating in the Annika golf outing. And she has a couple of caddies that are going to be taking the course alongside her in the form of Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull. Sophie and Lexi kind of called this shot, or especially Sophie did, back before when it was first announced that Caitlin was going to do this event.
So check this out. Caitlin Clark pulled up to her golf tournament with 2 caddies, and one of them was none other than Sophie Cunningham. Yes, that's Sophie Cunningham, the same player everyone thought might be on her way out of Indiana. And now she's literally carrying Clark's clubs. Wild. What makes this even crazier is how dead the WNBA offseason has been. It's like the entire league just disappeared off the map. Honestly, have you ever seen a sports league go so silent that you almost forget it exists? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you make of all this.
You could get into the comments section. You see there's Caitlin Clark with Nelly Korda, who, was impressed with Caitlin's poise on the golf course last year, even with the crowds, and said she got into women's basketball because of Caitlin. Sophie Cunningham says, Caitlin Clark need a couple of caddies. Lexi Hull with the smiling face or whatever that is and some beer cheers. And Lexi Hull says, sign us up. And you thought that was the end of it, right? At least I did. I did not think we'd be revisiting that. Just felt like the cute little remnants of the Instagram comments section. But it is actually happening.
All right, here's what's going on. Caitlin Clark is suiting up for a celebrity golf tournament. Nothing unusual there. Athletes unwind, they take part in events, and they live life outside the spotlight. Totally normal. But this time she needed caddies. And not just your everyday golf caddies. She wanted guest caddies, the kind that make fans look twice and get the media buzzing.
We also have the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, bringing Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham along for the ride as golf caddies at her golf.
So, who ends up showing up as Caitlin's caddies? Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham. Both Indiana Fever teammates out on the golf course, carrying her clubs, laughing it up, and probably even weighing in on which iron she should pull next. On the surface, it looks like harmless off-season fun. Teammates bonding, keeping things relaxed, and showing fans that the chemistry is solid even away from basketball. Pretty normal, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Sophie Cunningham's future with the Fever has been a big question mark for weeks. Fans don't know if she's staying, if she's satisfied, or if the franchise actually sees her as a long-term piece. And to make things even stranger, the Fever social media has barely posted anything about her. Practically radio silence. That lack of attention had everyone thinking something was going on behind the scenes.
Now taking her talents to the golf course, where she will join Clark for the Annika Pro-Am tournament next week. Unlike Clark, however, Cunningham will not play in the tournament. She and Fever teammate Lexi Hull have committed to be Clark's guest.
So when Sophie suddenly pops up as Caitlin's caddy at this tournament, people immediately start connecting the dots. Fans are jumping to conclusions like, does this mean she's staying with the Fever? Or maybe it's proof that her relationship with Caitlin and the team is actually in a good place. Some even think it's a subtle hint that the Fever plans to keep her around next season. But honestly, it could also just mean Sophie had an open day and thought carrying clubs for a teammate would be fun. At the end of the day, who really knows?
Caitlin Clark has opened up the opportunity for both Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull to be a part of this huge non-basketball, I said non-basketball event. So again, when you talk about Caitlin Clark opening things up for other people, it's not just on the basketball court. That is the kind of influence.
The announcement came straight from Gamebridge, which is tied to the Fever organization. They revealed that Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull would be serving as Caitlin Clark's caddies, alongside pro golfer Nelly Korda and Lauren Yen. The event is set for November 12th, giving fans about a week to prepare for the sight of WNBA players pretending they've mastered golf. But here's the real twist. This should be a much bigger deal than it is. If you rewind just 1 year, the idea of Caitlin Clark playing in a celebrity golf tournament with her teammates as caddies would have exploded across national media. It would have trended instantly, filled timelines, sparked debates, and dominated headlines. Now, it's happening quietly, almost unnoticed. And that is where things get interesting. Because the truth is, the WNBA offseason has been shockingly quiet. Last year, the league was everywhere, breaking viewership records, selling out arenas, and getting covered nonstop. It felt like women's basketball had finally become part of the mainstream sports conversation. But fast forward to now, and it feels like the league just vanished. Think about where we were a year ago. Caitlin Clark was still in college, but the hype around her was massive. Her games pulled in millions of viewers. Every press conference made headlines. People who had never watched women's basketball suddenly cared. When she joined the Fever, things went even higher. Packed arenas, surging TV numbers, and insane merch sales. The league had momentum unlike anything it had seen before. But somewhere along the way, that momentum faded. And instead of building on that excitement during the offseason, the WNBA allowed everything to fall silent. Part of the problem is simple. Nothing is happening. No major trades, no big signings, no buzzy storylines. Even slow sports leagues keep fans entertained, but the WNBA is going through a blackout at the exact moment it needed consistency the most. Casual fans who dipped their toes in needed reasons to stay. Instead, the league gave them silence. The other issue is the way the league handled Caitlin Clark throughout the season. It was negativity everywhere, constant criticism, non-stop drama, players taking shots, analysts questioning her impact, and fans arguing about whether she deserved attention. New viewers who just wanted to enjoy basketball were suddenly stuck in the middle of a cultural war. Someone who works in NBA media said something wild. In the WNBA, it's almost problematic not to hate Caitlin Clark. And honestly, you can see how that perception turned off fans. People don't tune in for drama, they tune in for basketball and storylines they enjoy. Instead, they got bickering and infighting. So here we are in the off-season, and interest has dropped off a cliff. Something that would have been huge last year, like Caitlin Clark golfing with teammates, barely earns a reaction. And the Sophie Cunningham angle is genuinely interesting. She's been one of the Fever's most reliable pieces. Shooting, toughness, veteran presence, all the things a young roster needs. But there's this strange group of fans who want her gone for reasons unrelated to basketball. That kind of nonsense doesn't help a league trying to grow. So Sophie is showing up as Caitlin's caddy? That could mean she's happy. It could mean the team wants to keep her. It could mean relationships inside the locker room are strong. Or it could just mean she wanted something fun to do that day. Lexi Hull being there makes complete sense. No drama there. She's close with Caitlin and always seems down for team activities. But this entire situation shows just how drastically things have changed in 1 year. Last season, anything involving Caitlin Clark lit up the internet. Every tiny interaction got dissected to death. Now she's doing a celebrity golf event and barely anyone notices. Sure, the novelty wears off. That's normal. But the WNBA wasn't in a position to let interest fade. They needed to convert Caitlin's massive wave of casual attention into long-term fan engagement. Instead, they let it slip through their fingers. And honestly, that comment comparing Paige Bucher's fans to K-pop stans who retweet everything but don't watch actual games. It stings because it's kind of true. Women's basketball has a lot of social media noise, but not enough people tuning in for real. Actual numbers matter far more than trending hashtags. And right now, the numbers are dipping. If Lexi Hull had been announced as Caitlin's caddy a year ago, it would have been mainstream news. Now it's just something that happens quietly on a Monday morning. The players worked so hard to build momentum, and Caitlin especially brought more attention to the league than anyone in modern history. But that momentum wasn't managed well. Now the off-season feels dead, and the excitement from a few months ago feels distant. The golf tournament itself will probably be fun. Caitlin's good at golf, and the skills translate. Having teammates as caddies adds personality and entertainment value. If people watch, they'll probably enjoy it. But the fact we're even questioning whether people will pay attention to Caitlin Clark, that's the real red flag. The WNBA desperately needs off-season storylines, consistent content, and a real strategy to keep fans engaged. Right now, the silence is hurting them. And Sophie Cunningham's presence shouldn't have to be treated like some mysterious clue. But when nothing else is happening, fans look deeper into every small moment. The Fever barely posting about Sophie is still strange, though. If she's important, why not promote her? If they want her back, why not make her visible? The silence makes people speculate, and that's not good for anyone. In the end, the WNBA had lightning in a bottle, and they couldn't hold on to it. Now the off-season feels empty, the momentum is gone, and stories that should be huge, like Caitlin Clark showing up with Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull, barely make a ripple. A year ago, this would have been headline news. Now it's just something happening in the background, while most people look the other way.